The same procedure applies to 0 cell. Okay, so it applies to 0 cell. You can see here. Again, this is AB, this is CD. I'll tell you how 2 cell grouping is being done. So at 0 cell, we are having 0. That is max term. That what we have seen, it was min term. Here it is max term. So for max term, we will be seeing 0. So here it is 0. Here it is 0 at cell number 8. So we will group that one. 0 is adjacent to 8. As well as 7 and 6 are adjacent. So I will take this one cell. 5 and 13 is also adjacent. I'll take one group like this. So from group number 1, okay, I've named that as group number 1. From group number 1, it corresponds to which row? It corresponds to this row. This row. So what it is A plus B bar. So 0 means it is without bar. 1 means it is with bar for max terms. So I'll be writing A plus B bar, like A plus B bar. In the same way, it corresponds to which column? It corresponds to this 2 columns. So what it is? This C bar. So I'll be writing C bar. Okay. So that is group 1. In the same way, group 2. It corresponds to which group it is? It is 5 and 13. Cell number 5 and cell number 13. So it corresponds to which row? It corresponds to this row. These 2 rows. So what is not changing here? That is B bar is not changing. So I will write B bar. Okay. And it corresponds to which column? It corresponds to this column. That is C plus D bar. So I will write as C plus D bar. So B bar plus C plus D bar. In the same way, group 3. It corresponds to which cell? It corresponds to 0 and 8 cell. So 0 means it is A plus B, this row, and it is A bar plus B. What is not changing again? B is not changing. So I will write B. It corresponds to which column? It corresponds to this column. It is C plus D. So I'll be writing B plus C plus D. Now 4 cell grouping. 4 cell grouping, 0 is adjacent to 1, 1 is adjacent to 3, 3 is adjacent to 2. So I'll put it in a one group and I will name that it as group 1. In the same way, I will group cell number 5, cell number 7, 13 and 15 as one group, and I will make it one group as, and I will name it as group 2. Okay, so after group 1 corresponds to which cell numbers? It is 0, 1, 2, 3. And it corresponds to which row? It corresponds to this row. Okay, it is A plus B. As it is max term, 0 means it is without bar. That means how will you be writing? And it is some term. I'll be writing it as A plus B. Okay, so I've written it as A plus B. As it is covering all the columns. Okay, as it is covering all the columns, so here you'll be getting it as 1. Okay, so here only it is A plus B. In the same way, 5, 7, 13, 15 corresponds to which row? It corresponds to this and this row. What is not changing? B bar is not changing, so I will write first B bar. And it corresponds to which column? It corresponds to this column and this column. What is not changing again? It is D bar. So I will write plus D. So now again, this cell 0, 4, 12, 8 is one group. 2, 3, 10 and 11 is one group. So group 1. This group is covering all the rows. All the rows. So I'll not be taking any variable or any literal here. Here it is covering only one column. It is C plus D. So I'll be writing C plus D. As 2 is adjacent to 3, 3 is adjacent to 11, 11 is adjacent to 10, it becomes one group. So like this, we will be drawing it. Like, okay. So it corresponds to which row? It corresponds to the first row and the last row. What is not changing? What is common? B. See here. A plus B, here it is A bar plus B. So it is B. So we will write B. So it corresponds to, this group corresponds to which column? It corresponds to this column and this column. So what is common? I have not written here bar. Okay, it is C bar. So it is C bar. C bar. So this is C bar plus D bar. Here it is C bar plus D. Okay, there is a mistake here. It is B plus C bar. Okay. So now the next one. So again 4 cell grouping. 0 is adjacent to cell number 2. Cell number 2 is adjacent to cell number 10. Cell number 10 is adjacent to cell number 8. So this group corresponds to which row? It corresponds to this row and this row. So this is A plus B. This is A bar plus B. So what is not changing? Again it is B. That is B is common. I'll write B. And it corresponds to the first row, first column and the last column. So first column and last column, what it is? This is C plus D. This is C bar plus D. So again, D is not changing. So I will write plus D. In the same way, 8 cell grouping. So 8 cell grouping. 0 is adjacent to 1. 1 is adjacent to 3. 3 is adjacent to 2. 2 is adjacent to 6. 7, 5, 4. So this becomes complete 8 cell grouping. I have zeros in those cells. So I will group this it as a 8. So, and I'll name it as group 1. So in group 1, I've written cell numbers. So it corresponds to which row? It corresponds to this row. Okay. So what is common? Which is not changing? A is not changing. This is A plus B and this is A plus B bar. So I'll write A and it is covering all the columns. So that is nothing but equal to 1. So I'll write it as only A. Again 8 cell grouping. Again 8 cell grouping. So 0 is adjacent to 2, 4 is adjacent to 6, 4 is adjacent to 12, 12 is adjacent to 14, 8 is